This poem is dedicated to my home. The earth is dying. Before I explain how this is happening, or why I think this is true, or why you should think this is true, let's take a look at that sentence. The earth is dying. Dying. Death. To die. To be gone and never return. Death, in and of itself, doesn't bother me. Every living being dies at some point. Sometimes entire species die. Sometimes many species die at once. Death is an inevitability that I accepted a long time ago. And death is a good thing, too. The earth would be millions of magnitudes more crowded had humans not been able to die. A good friend of mine once put it, the impermanence of things is what gives them their value. And I agree with this to a certain extent. Not to say that all value derives from being temporary, but objects that are more temporary, more fragile, more unique, harder to find, harder to create, harder to keep, are more valuable. I believe it could be applied to people and living organisms of the earth as well. That because our relationships between each other and all other animals, plants, fungi, and bacteria are impermanent, that they are ever so much more valuable. Death allows for the relationships we have with all other life forms to be more valuable, and that's why it doesn't bother me. Back to my statement. The earth is dying. Earth, nature, home. The earth, in and of itself, is amazing. The earth is my favorite planet, and that's not just because I was born here. It's because the earth is the only planet that we've discovered yet to have life. Life is what separates the earth from all else, unique, fragile, and temporary. So why do two beautiful aspects of reality we all experience, when placed in the same sentence, give such a negative energy? The earth is dying is such a grave perspective, and as Joe Rogan put it, the earth can be considered a living organism with many complex features and biological processes happening all the time. Humans are then comparable to a mold growing on a sandwich, exhausting resources, producing toxic waste, killing off other organisms that exist in the same space, and growing. No matter what you do to it, it keeps growing and it keeps spreading. Throw a hurricane at it, light it on fire, sink it underwater, and it will continue to grow and spread. End quote. Agent Smith from The Matrix gives a similar perspective to Morpheus. The earth is dying is such a bleak statement because the beauty and value of the fragile ecosystem we are all a part of, being temporary and unique, is beginning to go extinct. Whether the earth's illness is terminal or not, I cannot say. But what I can say is that the biodiversity of the earth is quickly shrinking. Now, the evidence for my claim. Bees, the main pollinator for most of the world's agriculture, are dying at an alarming rate. Seven Hawaiian bees have officially been declared endangered. A bumblebee in the Midwest is approaching that same category. The northern section of the Great Barrier Reef has over 99% of all corals, the main home for thousands of species of life, are exhibiting traits of bleaching, a process they go through when they are dying. The two other sections are quickly approaching that fate. The ice caps of the planet are seeing higher temperatures than ever recorded every single year. People now have to take pictures in front of a poster showing the city skylines of Beijing and Hong Kong instead of the actual city skylines because they are so enveloped in smog and pollution. Carbon dioxide concentrations have reached an annual minimum in 2016 of 400 parts per million. These carbon dioxide concentrations, which can be measured and calculated to the past 300,000 years, have, before humans, never exceeded 200 parts per million, and is often considered the point of no return. The Earth's ecosystem is changing faster than it ever has before, and the species of life are having trouble adapting like we do. My life is dedicated to the protection and the future of the Earth, and it pains me so much to see what she has been through, what she is going through right now, and what she inevitably will go through if we don't change. The Earth is the only planet that I would ever call home, and I wonder every day, how long we'll be able to do that? Thanks.